In the last lecture on ISRO, we had discussed about the launch of Chandrayaan 3 and we had also discussed about the failure of Chandrayaan 2 and its causes. But we had hardly discussed about the space junk and its related issues. And this thing is highly neglected in the space arena. Hello everyone, welcome to the new series of this TIS. I am Ritu and today we are going to discuss an important topic which is ISRO rocket debris found on Australian shore. And this topic is important from GS3 perspective. Moving to the points of discussion, first of all we will discuss the news, that why we are discussing about the space junk, and then what is space junk and are such incidents normal. It means that these kind of incidents are common in the case. And the second thing is that isn't it dangerous, so what are the danger associated with it, and then what happens if these objects cause damage. So what are the conventions we have, and then practice question for prelims and mains. Here you have to be very careful for your mains preparation. Moving to the news part. So couple of weeks ago what we have seen that a large debris have been found on the Australian shore, and it has been found that it is a debris of the ISRO, and recently ISRO has launched a PSLV rocket, and that is the debris of the PSLV rocket. And ISRO has also confirmed that it might be the debris of the PSLV. It has launched 2 months ago. So this is the brief news. Moving to the next slide. So what is the next slide? So what is the space junk? So here comes the issue of space junk, because the debris has been found in the Australian region. And what are the issues associated with? So the main issue could be found is the space junk. So what is the space junk? So space junk can be of two types. One is the bigger one and the second is the smaller one. So what is the bigger one? So bigger one can be the dead satellites whose missions are failed and whose missions are ended. So they are rotating in the atmosphere or they are rotating in the space. So that is the bigger one. The second is the painting flakes, the smaller bits and pieces of any satellites or rocket. So they are the smaller one. So these are the called space junk. And what are the current scenario of the space junk we have? So currently what we are seeing that we have 2000 active satellites orbiting the earth, but we have 3000 dead satellites littering in the space. So what we are seeing here that there are more number of dead satellites we have rather than the active satellites, and this can create a problem while functioning of any active satellite. Moving to the next slide. So are such incidents normal? So this thing is highly neglected in mainstream media, and so many space agency could not tackle such kind of problems, and this is not part of the any space program also. We have few international convention regarding this thing, but individual countries has not launched the particular kind of space junk removing kind of initiative or remove debris kind of initiative. So this is a problem. So what we are seeing that after 2021, when Chinese Ocean fell into the Indian Ocean in May 2021. So after that thing, this issue becomes evident, and what we have seen that around 25 ton of the chunk has been fell into the Indian Ocean, which is very huge. And the second thing what we have seen that the Skylab space station. So this is a predecessor of the International Space Station, and it was disintegrated in 1979. And its large chunks has been fell into the Indian Ocean and also on the lands of Western Australia. So what we are seeing here that these kind of disintegration plan is happening, but there is no proper solution for such disintegration and for such removal of space junk. Moving to the next slide. So isn't it dangerous? So many people are saying that this is not much dangerous, because what we have seen that lives has been not taken away because of the failing of all these materials in the ocean. But we have to think about this thing that is human life is only important or marine life is not important, because these all chunks are falling into the ocean spaces, and earth consists 70% its area as an ocean space. Hence, it's affecting the marine life structure and marine ecosystem, and that will also create the environmental problem. So, is the only human life is important, marine life and marine ecosystem is not important? The second thing is that so many people are saying that it is fell into the uninhabited region, but it might be fell into the inhabited region also, and it can disrupt the normal functioning of the human life. So these kind of things are happening, and this can also happen. So we should be careful about such things, and such thing could not be neglected, and when there will be the effect could be large. So we need to be careful about such things. Moving to the next slide, which is what happens if these objects cause damage. It means what are the provisions we have. The first provision we are discussing here about this case only, international liability for damage caused by space object, and this is a convention by the United Nations, and it is also complementary of the Outer Space Treaty. So it is also initiative by the United Nations. So under this initiative, what happens that the damages and the compensation applies to the country who has launched the space program and whose debris are falling on the other nation. So in the case of ISRO, what we have seen that the ISRO's debris has fell into the Australian atmosphere or Australian space. So in this case, if any damage could be found in the Australian Space Agency or Australian Marine Life or Australian Land Resources, then ISRO and the India has to pay the compensation. But ISRO has thought that right now they are expecting that no damages have been found, but they are saying that if there will be damage, they are ready to pay, and the India is ready to pay. So such convention should be respected in order to maintain the space junk problem. Moving to the next slide. So next slide is related to the question. So first statement is, in outer space there is the absence of air. The second is, Outer Space Treaty is an initiative of the United Nations. Third is, India is not a signatory of it. How many of the statements given above are not correct? Only one, only two, all three, none. So you have to answer this in the comment section. Moving to the mains part. So the mains question is, what is space junk? What effective measures can be taken to tackle space junk? Discuss. So first of all, you have to define what is space junk. I have already told you that there are two kinds of space junk, and whatever the junk caused by the end missions or the failures mission, that is called the space junk. So recently we have seen that there is a failure of Chandrayaan mission 2. So there must be debris of that thing. So it is called a space junk. So you have to define this thing. And here you have to categorize that there are two kinds of space junk. One is the smaller one and the second is the bigger one. And dead satellites are called as the bigger one. And the painting flakes and the small pieces of the rockets are called the smaller one. So this is the brief intro. Coming to the main part, which is what effective measures can be taken to tackle the space junk. So first of all, what we have to do? First of all, we have to write the problems associated with the space junk, that why there is just so much of space junk. So the first thing is that there are so many satellites have been launched and without any effective planning on the space junk. So these kind of problems we have. The second thing is that there is no traffic management in the space area. Like we have traffic management in the air area, we have traffic management for the land, we have traffic management for the naval space, but we don't have much effective traffic management for the space arena. So these kind of traffic managements are need of the hour. So these are the problems associated with it. And so many space agencies just want to introduce the satellites and they want to launch the satellites, but they are not taking care of the space junk. So this is one of the big issues. So these are the issues which is related to the space junk, and then you have to find the solution. So what measures you have to do? First, that UN treaty and UN convention had to follow very strictly, and we have the Treaty of Liability Convention, Registration Convention. So these kind of treaties we have for the space junk management. And then we have to also look for the traffic thing, and so many companies have established different kind of methods to grab the space junk, and they have introduced different kind of nets to grab the satellite. They have also introduced different kind of lasers and magnet, and through which they can also grab the space junk. And they have also introduced different kind of harpoons which are able to carry the space junk, but these are effective for the larger chunks, but these are not effective for the smaller chunks. So there should be effective machinery which can also remove the smaller chunks, and if it will be not removed, then it will create a problem in smooth functioning of the active satellites. So these are the problems and these are the measures we can in this answer. And in conclusion, you have to write very balanced thing that development is necessary and we are developing in space area. It's very good thing for the society, but development with sustainability is a good thing. So in this way you can conclude your answer. I hope you like this lecture. If you have any queries related to this lecture, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you.